Does your aim feel crappy in Cyberpunk 2077? You can't hit nothing but a fly. You can't even hit a person that's standing in front of you. Well, today I'm going to tell you guys how to fix it and how to get the best controller settings in Cyberpunk 2077. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Asiva, this is LaserBolt, and welcome to today's video, guys. You guys have no idea how many people have been messaging me on Twitter, on Xbox, and also on YouTube. Laser, my aim is so bad. Oh my goodness, I can't hit nothing. I mean, it's crazy. These are people who actually play Warzone and who are actually really good at the game, or play Call of Duty and have a really high KD, and their aim is just horrible in Cyberpunk 77. They can't hit nothing, not even a person just standing still, because their guns going all over the place. It seems like they were playing tic-tac-toe every single time. But I'm going to tell you guys exactly how to correct this, because for some reason, I have no idea who's behind the development of the settings of the controller, decided to put so much thought into the controller setup of this game that kind of makes it seem like if we were playing multiplayer when we're not. We're just shooting NPCs. Come on, guys. It ain't rocket science. It's just NPCs. We don't need all these controller variations that are going to have the aim going off. Now, if you are struggling with your aim and you feel your aim is poo-poo in this game, make sure you guys drop a like. If you guys are okay with your aim is on point, regardless of the settings, make sure you guys drop a comment and let me know what's up. So, let's take a look and talk about what exactly is going wrong with your aim. It's not your aim, it's actually the settings. So let's go ahead into the controller settings here. And, you know, theoretically speaking, these don't look so bad, but once we get a little bit more into detail into what I'm going to show you guys, you're going to see like, okay, that makes sense. So the first thing you want to do, guys, when you come in here, you're going to look that there's an outer dead zone and there's an inner dead zone. The outer dead zone is pretty much what I've taught you guys before in Call of Duty that prevents your controller drift. Usually, theoretically speaking, you're going to leave that the way it is. You don't really have to mess with it. The way you know if your dead zone is bad, if you place this cursor right here in the middle, if it starts moving magically by itself, like if there was a ghost moving your controller, then you got to fix it. If it's not moving, then you guys are good. Just leave it by default. Now, this inner dead zone right here, it just, if you read what it says up top, it says adjust a circular region around the controller stick natural position when input is not registered. You're going to want to go ahead and set this to 0, because theoretically speaking, we don't need that. That doesn't need to apply. We already have the outer dead zone. We're good to go. Set your inner dead zone to 0. Yep, all the way down to 0. Next, we're going to go to horizontal sensitivity. Now, this horizontal sensitivity is extremely important, and I'm going to give you guys the sweet spot where you guys want to set the sensitivity to, because that's going to be very effective. Usually, you'll see your guns moving up away without you even shooting, and it's also going to help you control that vertical recoil or horizontal recoil depending on what weapon you're using. So the sweet spot for the horizontal sensitivity, you're going to want to set this between 7 and 11. Just like the store, 7 and 11. I found for me personally, the sweet spot for me for the horizontal sensitivity, if I set it to 8, that feels perfect. That feels good. What you're going to want to do then is go to your vertical sensitivity. And in your vertical sensitivity, which is the one that goes up and down, there's not too much verticality in this game where you have to like go really fast and shoot someone up top, or go really fast and shoot someone on the bottom. You pretty much see where the enemies are at, and there's not that much verticality in the sense of you shooting up or shooting down. So for this one in particular, guys, I'm going to tell you guys to set this one lower than what you set your horizontal sensitivity to. So for me, I set my horizontal sensitivity to 8. I'm going to set my vertical sensitivity to 7. The sweet spot for this one, once again, is between 7 and 11. Yes, sir. I feel like having a gulpy. All right, anyways, regardless of that, let's go ahead. What we're going to be doing here is horizontal sensitivity, one higher than the other one. Depending if you like to play, like, you know, with a high sensitivity, you're going to want to make sure you mess around with that. That's kind of like be personal preference, but the sweet spot for me is 8 and 7. Try those settings out and then move up or move down based on the preference. So just put these settings on if you're having a really bad time aiming. There you guys have it. So next up, we're going to go to this part right here where it says show advanced options. This is off right now, but just because it's off, it doesn't mean that the settings are not being applied to your controller. They are. So you want to turn these advanced options on. Okay, once you turn them on, you're going to get a responsive curve, and you're also going to get a bunch of different items. We're going to go one by one, and I'm going to tell you guys what you want to do. For the responsive curve, you want to leave it either recommended, or if you want to go with my settings, you're going to go with dynamic. Dynamic is actually pretty good because the way dynamic works, it's going to pretty much control your input and kind of figure out exactly what you're trying to do. So I would set it to dynamic, but if you're feeling like dynamic's not working for you, just go back to recommended and you guys should be good to go. Now, what you want to do, you're going to notice that right here, you're going to have horizontal turning bonus and vertical turning bonus. These right here, guys, are no bueno. They're just going to give you even more sensitivity than you currently have in your controller. And if you're using a SCUF, if you're using an Elite controller, or just a regular controller, you do not need this. Go all the way down and set this to 0. You do not need any additional horizontal turning bonus. You don't need it. It's not needed. Then you're going to go to your vertical turning bonus. You don't need that either. So set that to 0 as well. You don't need that additional help. You already have your controller set. You're going to let your fingers do the talking, right? Next up, guys, we're going to go down to the bottom where it says horizontal turning ADS. So that means that when you're aiming and you're turning, it's going to give you a boost. And that might feel really bad for you guys. It might even give you a headache, to be honest, if you have your sensitivity too high. Turn this down all the way down to 0. You do not need the boost. If you need to mess with the boost, you mess around with these settings up here, horizontal and vertical sensitivity, instead of getting these advanced options. So theoretically speaking, we are done with the advanced options. Next, we're going to go to the third person camera control. This is extremely important because there's going to be a lot of hacking involved. There's going to also be a lot of moments where you're going to be in third person. This one in particular, guys, once again, sweet spot is between 7 and 11. For me personally, I left the horizontal sensitivity at 10. And what I did do is I changed the vertical sensitivity down to 9. It is actually pretty effective when you're hacking in the game, and it makes finding things a lot easier. But you're always able to play with these, either change it between 7 and 11. Those are the sweet spots. The next thing, guys, for the responsive curve, you're going to want to either leave it at recommended or do what I suggest and put it on dynamic. Dynamic is going to be extremely important because it's going to kind of like an AI that determines exactly what you're moving or what you're trying to set your controller to. Trust me, guys, when I tell you, put these settings together, you guys won't be disappointed. You're going to feel like your aim is going to be so much better. You're going to have better control when you're aiming, better control when you're killing NPCs. And I have no idea why they put so much thought into the controller scheme in this game when it's not a multiplayer game. It's just killing NPCs. So maybe for the future, when the multiplayer comes out, this might be, we might have to revisit this and change this around a little bit. But I know a lot of you guys were struggling with the game. I got a ton of messages. But overall, in general, guys, I don't want to keep making the video any longer. If you guys are finding these videos helpful and informative, do me the huge favor, guys. Drop a comment, drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. Definitely check out our how to get fast money. Check out how to get the free bike, how to get the cool cars. We have a ton of Cyberpunk content here. Also, if you want to find like-minded people like yourself that are enjoying Cyberpunk 27, definitely head on over to our Discord channel. Our link is down below. And join the Bolt Nation community over there. I do hope you found this video helpful and informative. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.